hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello. Good morning, Dr. Park. This is Dr. Raza from Karachi, and you are more than welcome to Pakistan Live 2017.
Thank you. All right. So first of all, I'd like to really thank you for inviting us to big meeting Pakistan Live, and really I am pleased and honored to join this meeting. So I'd like to introduce Jung Min-an as our colleagues, Do Young-gang, our two colleagues, and many our family here. Okay, so we're gonna start. Actually, within the limited times, we're gonna prepare very typical lab main, PCI cases and truly big, bifurcation PCI. So, okay, we're gonna start with the first cases, and so brief history first, Dr. An.
Yes,
So
good morning. I am Dr. An. I'd like to introduce the brief patient history. This is a 49-year-old gentleman was referred to outpatient clinic because of chronicity of abnormality. Coronary angiography revealed a significant stenosis of distal left main and proximal LAD with ulcerated plaque. Next, please. So no diabetes, no hypertension, but hyperlipidemia, current smokers. Father had a sudden cardiac death. So this is, could you show us previous angio?
Okay.
So this is the first coronary angio was done several days ago. Could you?
All right, there is first angiograms. Actually, patient had not too much typical,
Yes,
angina
silent
symptoms.
ischemia.
Yeah, silent ischemia. His family history and 49, relatively young, gentleman. And we are, to be honest, we are very, surprising to, this kind of picture first. And so I want to show. Actually, we prepared two cases. We have some, preparation, and 2 days, heparin and the other, anti-thrombotic agent. And so this is the first angiogram, spider view. If you look at that one, it's upper part. It is very tough, big plaque ruptures and
Sometimes staining.
very tight stenosis and proximal LAD. And today, actually, 2 days after, so we took an angiogram, almost same view. So would you show us current angiogram,
Side
right?
by side.
They actually you can clearly see that some difference between the 2 days ago or current angiogram finding the 2 days before and current angiogram is a little bit different, right? Actually, the difference is, look at this, the ruptures, the empty area actually disappeared by, angiographic finding. Still, the degree of stenosis is quite tight and, not too much different. And truly involved in the proximal LAD and distal main, and however, circumflex ocell part is preserved from the plaque burden itself. And so, I would like to discuss, and we actually prefer biopsy examination in almost all cases. No, selected cases. However, before that, by just only angiographic findings, so what would you do that? What would you think about the treatment strategies and how to do? So we want to discuss, and then I want to show the IBS findings in the later.
Right. Dr. Park, before we go ahead, I just introduce the members of our panelists. First is Dr. Bashir Hanif from Karachi, Pakistan. And next to him is Dr. Agrid Bennett Agrid and from United Kingdom. And then we have Dr. Bilal Murad from United States.
Great.
And then we have Dr. Asad Pathan from Karachi again. And in the end, we have Dr. Parag Doshi. He's one of the co-directors from C3 America. So this is our panel. Could I know that what is this circumflex dominant system? That one thing, and can we see more pictures like epicaudal or anything, the right coronary? Can you tell us about something more about the anatomy, please?
All right. To be honest, would you show us the right coronary is totally occluded, right? And so today I want to just show that focus on the main, treatment first, and we're going to do the treat the right coronary. This is totally CTO, right? And so we have to consider 49 young, gentlemen and the main involved with right coronary, CTO reasons. So we consider actually bypass surgery too. So, however, in our lab, anyways, we have a little bit more, challenging PCI. And so we have some plans, main, very complex, anatomic, region anatomies. However, we're going to make it a more simple procedure. And then stages, 1 or 2 days later, we're going to try, a right coronary CTO PCI too.
Right. So
I want to show, anyways, there's two, right.
yes, we seek the opinion of the panelists. How would they go for this, if you allow us? So can I ask Dr. Bashir Hanif to give comments on how would he proceed with this kind of anatomy? Dr. Bashir.
Yeah, I think I don't see the cranial views, but definitely there's a critical osteal LAD, and there is a further moderate disease, at least in the proximal to mid LAD. The good thing is that the circ ostium appears to be free of disease, not that much disease there. So I think I would probably go with a single stent and then see what happens to the circ. And then deal accordingly. And most likely after looking at the cranial views, if the LAD is involved in the mid area that is significant, then we'll need a long stent covering that part of the LAD as well.
Right. Mehnat, what do you think about doing this?
Yeah, I think I would agree. The only thing, this is a codominant circumflex, so you just have to be wary of this, but to occlude the right coronary artery. But yes, I would go with a single stent strategy and see how that would look.
Anyone different from this in the panel?
Right.
Or
I guess I might consider opening the right first and approaching the left main later. Plus, there's calcium at least in the mid LAD. They're doing IVUS if there's superficial concentric calcification. Maybe after fixing the left main, rotablating the LAD might be an option.
okay, Dr. Parag Doshi, our last panelist comments.
I think I would go with exactly what Bashir, the single stent strategy with provisional P stent or provisional mini crush for the circumflex. I would actually do the right coronary artery afterwards. I think in CTO, I would rather be prepared if I'm doing RCA than if I have to go retrograde or if I want the patient in stable conditions. Of
Right, Dr. Park. Let's see how do you plan and how do you go ahead, please.
Great. All right. So, anyways, I totally agree. But according to the just only angiography findings, we still, prefer single stent crossover. And so we did actually IVUS examination, right, to shortening our procedures we have already done. And so would you show that this is distal part of LAD here?
Yes, right.
That's good,
yes.
right? Jungmin,
Yes.
would you explain that one?
Yeah, this is a distal mid LAD. The plaque broadening is started here, the left side, the superficial plaque. Here is the septal branch is coming, and then mid LAD lumen is narrowing.
Okay, you mentioned, worry about mid portion of LAD.
Yes.
lesion.
But the minimal lumen area, I think more than 4 something. So I think the functionally insignificant.
7 something, right?
Yes,
the
right, 7,
meaning the
yeah.
minimal lumen diameter is more than
Yeah.
3 something,
Yes,
2,
yeah.
7.
Here is the first septal branch is coming, and lumen is getting larger and larger. The reference vessel diameter is more than 5. So here is superficial calcium and 6 o'clock, and eccentric plaque to left side, and then lumen diameter is 3.5, and here is lumen diameter is 4.0. Very superficial calcium, post-acoustic shadowing. Look at this. Stop, please. On the calcified plaque, you can see the small rupture.
In the 9 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Between the 8 to 9 o'clock, there are some small ruptures. And, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
And
And 6
another
o'clock,
rupture is
yeah.
here. Oh, no,
Yeah,
stop it.
stop.
8 to 1 or 2, back. All right, good. Another rupture
Yes,
planes
right.
from the 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock,
Yes,
5 o'clock.
right.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. You can see some thrombus-like materials on the ruptured plaque.
Right, that is almost
osteo.
clearly some organized
Yeah.
thrombus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
The circumflex
circumflex coming
wire,
out
yes,
11 o'clock.
yes,
That's
11
this
o'clock.
left main.
Huge left main.
Distal is big ones, more than 5 minimal lumen diameters. And all right, so we have clear inside. The reason in the mid proximal, anyway, the intermediate stenosis part, the proximal part has some, calcific region. However, the minimal lumen diameters, the area is more than 5 to 6 millimeters square. The minimal lumen diameter is 2.7, almost more than 3 or
3 or,
something, right?
yeah.
And so I think it's intermediate stenosis. However, I believe kind of functionally it's going to be good. And why we have to consider that one? So we measure the stent length from the mid portion to the
Left main.
ostium, right? So
Yes.
how was it?
42.
42 millimeters
Yes.
squares. And inevitably, we have to cover, if we want to cover the whole region concept, actually we need the
Two stents.
two stents, right,
Yeah.
right. That's a point, right? So distal part would be, I think is relatively functional, it's good, and proximal part is a culprit.
Yes.
And so we have to decide kind of 2 consecutive, more than 40 millimeters stent, a long stent. However, another choice is we're gonna make a short stent
stent.
for just fix up of a proximal LAD and distal left main too, and then if we got some worry about the proximal mid portion of a stenosis, why not? We're gonna do
Measure
functional
that
test,
for
and so I really believe the functional status would be good, hopefully, right? So right, so this
Another
is.
concern is the circumflex ostium. Could you show us the circumflex
Okay,
ostium?
why not? Ibis again.
Ibis again.
Circumflex ibis too.
Learn, please. This is the circumflex. Pull
Oh,
back.
big
from,
one, right?
Yes, right.
Big artery.
No disease, free of disease, very minimal plaque. The artery is more than 4O. You can see the LAD wire. So circumflex ostium is no disease. This is free of circumflex ostium.
Okay, would you show us again ostial part just before LED? Okay, here. Okay, go ahead. So if you
Stop.
look at 5 o'clock, what is it? Five. No, 7?
7,
All right, 7 o'clock. There are some wires from the LED here.
Yeah.
And, okay, go back 1 or 2. And so we can clear what's here. That is the ostial part of circumflex. It's free of disease, minimal plaque, so from the 12 to 3 o'clock. However, functionally, it's almost perfect. And so, okay, we're gonna take another picture here. All right, this is aerial, shallow, coral view picture. All right, it's big changes from the primary, initial angiogram and ruptures and stuff. But still, I a little bit concerned, worry about some thrombotic lesions, unstable plaque here. And so, would you give some 2B3 inhibitor too? No? Okay, why not? We're gonna do a ticagrelor.
Yes.
Okay, ticagrelor. All right. So I want to do just look at this. If you look at the proximal part of LED, it's still quite big and clear. And so first of all, I'm going to choose 18 millimeters 4O, biggest one, 4O diameter, giants, alpine. Okay, why not? You give me that. And then we're going to see that what's happening in the mid portion of LED region itself. And so meaning is, before the intervention, anyways, we have lots of discussions, some ideas from the IBIS and some, minimal portion of stenotic lesion, the characteristics would be. And so finally, we can make, I'm sure, very simple procedures.
Yes, right.
Direct stent and 18 millimeters, single stent procedure for this complex, the main diseases. That is my, our message from this case is. And so we're gonna do just 18 millimeters, okay? Not too long, not too short. Test please. The region length would be the very ostial part of lemmin is quite good.
Yeah.
Not too much disease. And so I wanna test please. 18 is very extreme. So however, 23, 24 is okay. So however, I want to try the shortest one. Test please.
Okay.
Okay, why not? So you inflate slowly. What is nominal? 10. Okay, why not? Go ahead. Go. So 10, 12. Okay, I want to make it a little bit longer duration, so it's more passivation of the thrombus.
Dr. Park,
itself
which
and
stand
more,
is it?
Yep,
What kind of stand is it?
Giant stand.
Giants Alpine.
Yes.
Okay, Alpine, 4 millimeter diameters and 18 millimeter in length. Okay, test please. Okay, I want to just concern about the slow flow or noddy flow, something like that. However,
Dr. Park,
I think it's perfect, clear.
Can we
And
ask
then-
why did you
yep.
choose Zions? I mean, the left main looks at least 5-6 millimeter, and there's limitation on the expansion of the Zions,
Test please.
the 4O.
Yep.
And also, are you planning on treating the distal
for-
lesion or the proximal LAD lesion?
16.
All right. What is the final balloon diameters? 4.7.
27.
2.7. Oh, 4.3 something. Okay. Deflate. Okay. I'm sure the current, DS second generation of DS has some limitation of size-wise. However, I'm going to show something by IBIS even after just high pressure inflation with a delivery balloon. I think it's a quite semi-compliant balloon must be right. And however, you can clearly see that how much plaque expansion, this stand opposition. Okay, take a picture first. And I'm going to show the IBIS findings too. Okay.
Dr. Park, can you hear us?
Okay, what do you think? Yep. Yep.
Can you
I
hear us?
Any? Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, the question was regarding the reason for using the Zions, because the left main size seems to be like almost 5 to 6, and the expansion is limited with the Zions. So was there any reason for using this, or you will be able to go higher with this one too?
All right, the maximal balloon diameters, expansion of a stand. 4.75, right? 4.75.
And the left main definitely looks
you wanna see
bigger.
that? All right. However, in terms of a stand expansion is, according to the minimal lumen diameter concern, the media to media is big one, 5 to 6 something. However, I hopefully the stand, opposition is good, must be good, and then stand area is good. To be honest, based on our data, even in the main areas, 8 millimeter square, more than that, the almost the resources rate is negligible, right? So this is basically big vessel, and I like a giant stand. Anyways, and then we can make a 4.8 something, and then I'm going to show that. Still, we have some, we inflate the balloon up to 4.3 millimeters. So we need more, 0.5 millimeters more than that. We can dilate more. So, however, before that, I want to show that what happens. Just a 4 point, high pressure inflation with a delivery balloon. What happened in the inside? You can clearly see that. Okay, I was wrong from here.
What was the left main size on
18
IVUS?
millimeters. Look at this. Can you? Okay, did you see that the IVUS finding? All right, the media to media is almost 4.55. However, stand expansion is perfectly, good opposition to the vessel wall and crossover circumference from the 2 o'clock. This is the main. Look at this. Main vessel is bigger than 6 or 7, something like that. However, I'm really concerned about how much, stand opposition to the, plaque and vessel itself, right? So I don't hesitate to choose okay, this is ostial part, just, 0.5 millimeters hanging out.
Yeah.
I think it's position-wise almost perfect. And would you show us again I was finding? Oh, but look at this. We don't too much, all right, full expansion of a stand. Stop it. Stop. Okay, stent diameter is almost, what do you think, 4.5 or something,
yeah.
right? Minimal lumen area is more than 12 millimeters, so square more than that. Big enough stent areas. Oh, go ahead. And I'm just concerned about its circumflex, take over from the 12 o'clock. Even in the main disease, look at this. Stent opposition is good, right? Maybe one on the plaque, eccentric regions of set, from the 12 o'clock and 10 to 12 o'clock. However, overall stent
Opposition is good.
opposition is good,
Yeah.
right? So I don't too much concern about the size. All right, so to be honest, in terms of effective stent area concern, it's quite enough. Right? You can get a big stent areas. However, I want to try it a little bit more bigger, you know.
Dr. Murad,
May
you
I
have
have
any
a
comments
five
about
something?
the IVUS findings?
5, high
Five.
pressure 5.
Well, clearly the
Yes.
left main is just an extraordinarily large artery. And the one question to raise is, you know, which stent actually would have been the best choice here? Which one will achieve, from a drug loading perspective, the size that we wanted to achieve? And secondly, in an artery that might be 5, 5.5, maybe even 6 millimeters in size, is there much difference between a drug loading stent and a non-medicated stent? Are we obliged at this era to put in a 4 millimeter drug loading stent in a 6 millimeter artery, or can we actually use a 6 millimeter stent or 5.5, 6 millimeter stent? And is there a difference in restenosis rates and
12
certain
nominal.
thrombosis rates?
Right. Thank you.
Okay, we used 5
5
or millimeters non-compliant balloon, moderate pressures, and 12 and 14 atmosphere deflate, high pressure inflation, and then we're gonna make more inflate the proximal ostial part. The non-compliant balloon almost 5
Yes.
and 14 atmospheres. We can make it almost 5 millimeters,
Yes.
you know, lumen diameters. And so I believe, I think it's quite big enough. And another point, all right, guess. The main stent, especially ostial and shaft region, the main PCI, the clinical outcome, excellent. Could you explain that reason why? All right. The only reason is big vessels,
Yeah.
right? Big vessels. And so meaning is, if I try the bare metal stent, okay, look at this. I deploy the bare metal stent, still
Good.
the clinical outcome in terms of restenosis rate less than 5%. I guarantee. The meaning is that even the rate loss is bigger than 0.6, 0.7 something, still functionally must be good. So main disease, main feature, especially for ostial shaft region, the big artery size is main predictor for good clinical outcomes for the main disease. And so even in the we use the 4. Anyways, we finalized the 5.0 high pressure inflation. In some cases, many physicians actually functionally worry about some stent strut ruptures and even in the BB. Anyways, I think it doesn't matter. The meaning is minimal lumen area is quite enough to maintain long-term outcome. That is our concern. Okay. Anyways, we did 5 millimeters, very big balloon. Second inflation. Circumflex system is perfect. I don't care about that, right? And transition area in the proximal LAD to the distal is perfect. And finally, I want to show what changes. How can you make a stent geometries after the 5 millimeters, non-compliant balloon inflation, and so. We're going to show that. I think it's quite, I believe, quite enough stent opposition, all right, stent expansion.
Dr. Park, there is one
look at
question. Can we ask one
Yep.
question? If you have, you see in IVUS finding prior to the procedure, you find some disease at the ostium of the circumflex, for example, what would have been your strategy, even if it is not, if the MLA is not, you see, it doesn't qualify for a stent, but you have a disease at the ostium of the circumflex, what will be your strategy in that case?
All right, if there was circumflex some disease, why not do the two-stent technique? Two-stent technique is always good. Okay, after the, IBS findings, look at this, circumflex of, attack of 12 o'clock. This is the main area. Look at this. Stent position is good, stent area is more than, 12, 15 millimeters, any others, we don't see any others stent positions, acute stent positions. This is outside of, stent. So I'm really satisfied this procedure. It's clear, bifurcations, even, 101 was 110. Anyways, if we have some ideas, we can make a simple procedure like this, right? That is really, really, I want to tell you all, a simple procedure. I want to make a simple procedure. And then, okay, finally, take a picture. And then, if there was some osteal disease, why not? So we're gonna have a two-stent technique from the beginning. If you look at some data, totally different with the other bifurcation, clinical outcomes. In the LAD diagonal, sometimes there's high rate of TR or something like that. However, main disease, truly big circumflex, we're gonna do the final IBUS optimizations I mentioned about, circumflex osteums at least 5, LAD 6, polygon over there 7, and main is 8. And so I would say kind of rule of 5, 6, 7, 8 millimeter scales after the two-stent. Whatever you choose, the two-stent technique, the stent cross-sectional area is most important predictor to, predictor for clinical outcomes. So if there was some circumflex disease, why not do the two-stent? You can prefer, Crushy, optional T-stent, Kohler technique. However, finally, you can maintain circumflex areas more than 5 millimeters. We don't, too much concern about the circumflex ostial restenosis after main stent, et cetera, something like that, right? So, right, particular for these cases, circumflex is big enough, not too much disease from the, IBS findings. So we have quite, we're confident. So main disease fixed with 18 millimeters for all size giants, I think is perfect.
Yeah.
And then I want to show some LAD proximal part, how much, here we are, pictures. Main is good. Mid to distal, mid portion of LAD, although narrows, I think is by angiographic findings 50 to 60%. If you get QCA diameter stenosis less than 50%, 50% something like that, right? And then functionally, how was it? How could you expect that? I don't know.
FFR is definitely more than 0.8 or.
All right, we have lots of data in terms of FFR. And so I believe the proximal part of disease has a negative, FFR. If positive FFR, why not? We want to do another stent for those reasons. And so, Dr. would you show the FFR for the just, show up what's happened for the many physicians, worry about the mid portion of LAD. Yes. So we're going to do the FFR, and remaining things, I think is almost perfect.
Yes.
Simple procedures. You want to make another CTO region, so PCI the day after tomorrow, right?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we're going to show the FFR. So you are the expert. So, any
Dr. Park,
comment on that? Yeah.
There's no significant compromise to the circumflex, but would you like open up the struts towards circumflex or just leave it alone?
No. No, absolutely no. No, just leave it alone. All right. I don't want to touch. Even in the angiographically, 50%, 60% stenosis, functionally it would be absolutely, negative FFR. We have just published data. We don't need a final kissing bone inflation. If you did, there are some trend of a little bit higher frequency of TBR, hard endpoint, microinfarction, death and MI, absolutely no difference between the two. So to be honest, I don't believe I don't believe in terms of final kissing balloon inflation in any situation, right? So, okay, we're going to show the
This is
FFR.
This is equalization. And then I like to insert a pressure wire
All
to the
right,
distal. Okay.
pressure drop.
Yes, Colonel,
No
one of
pressure
the
transfer.
cardiologists from the audience, Colonel Mujib, you want to ask one
Yeah,
question?
it's a great result, but I have got a
Pull down,
question.
pull
If for the sake of a diameter, you have to opt for a non-DES, which is of a bigger diameter, and after doing that, is it a good idea to finish the job with a DEB, drug-eluting balloon, so to give both kind of a benefits?
Adenosine.
Okay. You mean for the proximal lesions, proximal
Whatever,
middle regions?
if you have
DEB?
done it with a non-DES, and it's a good result to the diameter,
I don't
as
want-
you wanted,
To be honest, I don't want to touch. The reason why is we're gonna, perform the FFR. You can.
not
can you see
particularly
that?
this situation,
FFR?
but otherwise.
No, I think your question is if they are using a non-DES
right,
and
right.
then do a DEB.
Finish it off with DEB.
No, actually the
Conan.
studies haven't shown that non-DES with DEB, there's no significant benefit. So there were studies done on this, that putting the non-DES and doing it with the DEB
All right.
afterwards.
I don't know,
But
what
they
are the
didn't
40?
really show
Okay.
significant improvements. So
All right.
I don't think
You can clearly see that the FFR value is 0.84, lowest value 0.84, 0.85. Absolutely, functionally, is good. We use the continuous adenosine infusion, and I'm going to show the pullback from the distal lesion and proximal, absolutely zero, right? 1 0. All right, it's great. And we can clearly see that the distal, pressure measurement 0.84. So what is it? 0.84 is absolutely, good clinical outcomes. We published all the data from our registry, and so I think it's clear. Very diffuse long lesion, including the proximity and distal and main. However, if you have some ideas, very simple procedures, 18 millimeter, just a single stent, and if in the practice we didn't check FFR, we know that is absolutely free of negative FFR, and so all right, that's the cases. Yeah.
Dr. Park, one more question. You
Okay.
did not pre-dilate the lesion, so is there any reason that you just do direct stenting routinely, or it is, when do you pre-dilate?
All right, save the money first. All right, the minimal lumen diameter is big enough, and okay, we can clearly see that the distal part, and especially for the bloodable plaque, the thrombus-containing lesions, we're going to do the slow inflation, a little bit longer, inflation. That is, low pressure. That is our initial strategy. And so, however, particularly this case is big enough for minimal lumen diameter. So why not? We're going to do the simple stent, save the money. And so, okay, this is final spinal view. Okay, I like it. So really, all right.
All right.
Not too much
Thank you so much.
compromise, okay. All right, thank you. So you want to move? All right, another cases in the.
So we go to the
double-barrel,
next case,
you know,
please.
Okay.
Show that.
Okay, hello, how are you?
Oh, hello,
Can you hear
thank
me?
you. Yes, thank you. Most welcome to
Yes,
Karachi.
hello. Okay, great. And we are prepared some much complex the second case. My name is Dr. Dogu Park, and my first assistant is Dr. Lee, and the third is assistant Mr. Zhang. Okay, can you present patient history?
This patient is 68-year-old male man. He was admitted for reports typical chest pain for 4 months. He has some cardiovascular risk factor. It's smoking and hypertension and family history. His echocardiography finding is normal systolic LV function, but hypokinesia of mid-anterior septum. And Salim SPECT findings show reversible large perfusion defect in LAD territory. Now we will show your coronary angiography?
Okay, this patient is a 65-year-old male and presented with acute chest pain and recently aggravated the chest pain. Is in outpatient clinic we check the Salyum scan and it shows the big lip perfusion, the defect, and look at the coronary angio view. This is the area of coronary view. You can find the very ugly, significant region of the distal lemma main. Look at the distal lemma main. There was some rupture. You can find the rupture cavity, and the sulc ostium looks significant, and the OM branch there is some significant. And next view. Okay, and this is the spider view, and there is some sulc ostium slightly some shadow next. And another spider view, and we cannot exactly find the status of the sulc ostium. This is the epicranial view. You can see some diffuse region from the mid LAD to the prox LAD was very tight, and so we need to treat that region. And next. So, and after first wire passage was prox LAD, flow was 0. And so we did pre-dilation using 2.5, and the next. And then we checked evaluated the IVUS, the examination of from the sulc and from the LAD to lemma main. Could you show us the sulc IVUS? 그다음에 에피코달 보여주고. Okay, this is the intravascular ultrasounding, and in our cath lab for lemma main patient, we almost always checking the IVUS guided PCI especially for lemma main region. So, and this is the sulc, 그냥 플레이 시켜. First view. Okay, this is the sulc ostium. Okay, the prox sulc. There is a significant plaque. The lumen was much narrowed over here, some superficial calcium. Lumen size was 3.5. Okay, and this is a very interesting find. Is the sulc ostium, that was the OM branch. This is the LAD ostium. Could you fix the sulc ostium? If you see the sulc ostium, there was some very tight region. It's a conjunction point. Okay, slowly play. Play. The LAD os. Okay, coming here, and the very tight region of the sulc ostium. And then we check the IVUS from the distal LAD to lemma main. Will show the IVUS finding from the mid LAD to distal lemma main. Okay, this is the epicranial view. Could you change it? This is the mid LAD part. The vessel size is 3.0. Okay, it's more faster. This is some mid part. There is some superficial calcium, but minimal luminal area much larger than 3.5. And then the play. Okay, this is the prox part of the LAD septal branch was coming, and then we should treat of this region and so much faster. 조금 더 앞으로 와서, and then we will show the LAD ostium very tight region 3.5. Okay, so play. Okay, you can find some ruptured part, and this is the ruptured part. Okay, you can find the severe, the ruptured part of the lemma main. 지금 메인 다 들어온 건가? Okay, could you show the epicoral view? So we checked the IVUS, the sulc ostium to lemma main, the LAD to the lemma main, and the angiographically, definitely the complex distal bifurcation region is a 1-1-1 Medina classification. So the question up to now?
Right, you see, we can see some disease in the high OM or the intermediate as well. So I wonder, although there is a foothold, so would you like to treat that disease, and how would you treat that if you plan your strategy.
Yeah,
But
that is very,
let me ask my colleagues
yeah,
also, how would they proceed? So, Dr. Bilal Murad, how would you proceed with this case?
Well, the bifurcation is
Okay,
clearly-
yeah, that is, okay.
As shown by the IVUS, there is significant bifurcation
Okay.
disease, and I'm also concerned about the presence of at least two-quadrant calcification when the IVUS was withdrawn from the LAD and from the circumflex. So the question is, to achieve adequate stent expansion, should we be considering atherectomy to modify the lesion so that the stents in that bifurcation area really expand well and minimize your risk of restenosis?
All right, can I ask Dr. Parag Doshi?
Okay, yes.
Is this single stent, two stents? If two stents, what strategy do you think?
Well, I think this is definitely a
Yeah, right,
two-stent, dual stent strategy, but I would actually probably fix the first OM or ramus, whatever you call it, and it's not an osteal lesion, so it should be a simple stent, and then I'll proceed with planned two-stent strategy with a mini crush on this.
Dr. Sohail Aziz?
I think the OM is also big. It's certainly a two-stent strategy. You can't ignore that diagonal, the OM. But the calcium, of course, atherectomy would certainly make it more convenient and save dye, save balloons. But I don't think there's so much calcium that you would have issue just with using simple balloons. So I'd use balloons. I would probably not use an atherectomy and a two-stent strategy. And I would really think about what to do with the diagonal because with the OM, because if the stent in a circle will jail it, so you have to either open the struts afterwards or,
Right. Dr. Asad Pathan?
Yeah, I would fix the OM first and the LAD lesion first, two separate stents, and then two-stent strategy for the left main DK crush.
All right, so let's see how do you plan to handle this patient?
So nice is my opinion is nearly same, and look at definitely by angiography, by IVUS, and the true bifurcation region is the plan to the two-stent strategy. So for the OM branch region is I just decided to do medical treatments. I just try to focus on the distal and main bifurcation treatment. So the cath lab in Asa Medical Center we prefer the crush technique. There are many the two-stent strategy in the tap technique, Gullo technique, DK crush and crush techniques. I think there is some of the difference of the soft endpoint is TVR, TRR, but there is no the difference of the hard endpoint, cardiac death or MI. So I think depending on the physician's experience and the angle, anatomic factor, we can decide to any type of the two-stent strategy. So IGLIKE shows the crush technique. So at first, I free dilation using the 2.5. Okay, let me show. And this is 2.5 balloon. Is the fully dilated well. And the next, and this is the pre-dilation. Is a compliant balloon 2.5 up to 20. And next, and the compliant balloon. And the next, and then compliant balloon. So on the basis of the IVUS measured ranks and the SOC to the left main, the regional length is measured 15, and we decide to the 3.5 18 millimeter giant stand from the SOC to the distal left main. LAD part is from the prox LAD to the distal left main is the regional length was 36, and we decided to 3.5 38 millimeters, the giant stand. So the pre-dilation we already performed. IGLIKE shows the crush technique. Okay. And the circle first, this is a 3.5 18, the giant stand. The previous case, there is some the question about is there different of the stent platform oriented outcome for distal left main. I think that we frequently use diverse of the contemporary drug-eluting stent giants and Promus element and the Byromus eluting stent, sometimes Resolute stent. So we did not any difference during procedure, and so any stent would be okay. Okay, this is the 3.5 18. And this is 8 French guiding caster. And then next, left main. Okay. This is a 3.5 38 Giants stand. Okay. Okay, this is 8 French guiding caster. You know, catheter for complex the distal main stenting. We almost use 8 French guiding caster. Okay.
So you're not doing that OM?
Are you?
You're not going to fix that OM?
Okay, test. Okay. Okay. 자, test again. Okay, 자, spider view. Rechecking the spider view. Okay, test. 자, suck ostium is okay. Test again. 자, pressure is 조금만 더 들어갈게. Okay, test. Okay, position is good, and the area coral. Okay, test. Okay, great. Cranial. This is already part. Okay, test. Okay, great. Okay, 자, 한번 갈게. 한 번만 더 체킹하고. 자, 이게 OM이지? 자, 테스트. 오케이, 조금만 더 뺄게. 자, 테스트. 오케이. 스파이럴 뷰 한 번만 더 가보자. 스파이럴 뷰 again. We are thoroughly check the diverse angle. 테스트. 괜찮죠? 자, go. Suck. Suck. This is nominal 10. The suck, predilation, suck, inflate 10, 12. Okay, deflate. And then the slowly pull back. And okay. 자, go 10, 12, 14. Okay, 16. Okay, deflate. Okay, we inserted the stand, the suck ostium, and then they remove the stand and wire to suck thoroughly. And then we should recheck the LED stand and wire. Okay, 자, 다시 잡고 테스트. Okay, the release okay. 크레니얼만 한번 볼게. 오케이, 테스트. 뭐 괜찮죠? 조금 더 나와도 되겠다, 그죠? 오케이, 테스트. 이 정도? 조금 더 나왔어? 오케이, 고. 6.
So are you doing this mini crash or what technique you are using? Is it?
Okay, I try to do mini crush.
And you have decided not to do anything to the OM or you will do it later?
Yes, okay, go. 6, 8, 10. It's just we try to do mini crush. Okay, deplete. And then it's some Chinese group is sometimes prefer the DK crush, and Catholic our group is prefer just a mini crush or some conventional crush. Angel. Shoot. Okay, great. At this point is some the now contemporary bifurcation technique. Tap technique is very very important to the side branch the recross and first optimization of the bifurcation crush. And we decided we try to the tap technique is the crush of the confluence zone of the bifurcation. And we decided this is a 4.0. 8 millimeter is a non-compliant balloon. I like the tap technique. So, okay. This is almost the balloon size and the stand size is depending on the IVUS finding. Some recent published Excel and Nobel trial, more than 70% was treated with IVUS guided PCI. I think especially for complex left main lesion, IVUS guided PCI is much important for optimization of the the bifurcation stenting, especially for distal and main. Okay, this is test. Okay, this is confluence zone. Okay, go. Nominal pressure. This is the step of the tap. Okay. Okay, deplete. The tap technique. Okay, one more. Go. 12. Nominal. Okay, deplete. Okay, try to fix the ostium region. Okay, 맞았죠? 자, go. 10, 12, 14.
So you're not planning to open the struts of left circ because it doesn't seem like you rewired the circumflex.
Deplete. Yes, and I try to rewire the circumflex. Is before the recross the circumflex wire is the part technique is the one of the most important step for recross well, and after recross is widely often. Okay, Angel. Shoot. Okay, great. Choice PT wire. And then I try to pass using the hydrophilic wire and the choice PT wire or some Asahi the wire and the filter and another the hydroflow. Any hydrophilic wire is okay. Recross the region. Okay, spider view.
And what size balloon did you use in the left main for post dilatation?
Yeah, right. It's a part for part technique. Is we measure the distal mid shaft lamp main and distal lamp main is lumen and vessel size is 4.0. So we decide 4.0 8mm non-compliant balloon for part technique, and then the recross the circle ostium. We finally do a non-compliant final kissing balloon dilation using 3.5 15 and 3.5 15. Okay, and this is a choice PT wire. Okay. Okay, test. Okay, 잠깐만. 오케이, 가이딩을 조금 더 밀을게요. 테스트.
Prag, do you have any particular any left main? Do you do left main now in the US also? I know previously. So what kind of technique you like the most? Is it like DK crash, mini crash, or any particular?
So for the left mains, I think my preferred technique is mini crush. After that would be T. I don't prefer QLAT, and in fact, recently, actually, sort of my personal bias was proven. I think there was a data published that the QLAT was worse than the T or mini crush because there's too much metal in the left
And
main.
we tried to
And as I was saying, talking to doctors, is sometimes, as long as it's a size mismatch is not the issue, I would actually put the main, the LED stand first, and then the left main to circumflex stand as a main vessel. For the simple couple of reasons. One is it's easier to recross the LED, and sometimes you can get stuck trying to recross for the final case into the circumflex. The other thing is the circumflex is also more likely to restenosis. So if it restenosis, it's much easier to deal with it if it's a main stent.
Well, you do the same also, mostly from left main to circ, last time you were saying?
It's just easier to recross into the LED.
Okay.
If you pull back, you have to pull back less in the LED than the circumflex, because circumflex makes an angle. So, you need to pull back more on the circ than you need to pull back on the LED.
Okay,
to me, it depends a lot on the size mismatch between the left main, LED, and circumflex. I treat the larger vessel as a preferential vessel. Sometimes the LED is smaller, and if the LED is just a 4mm artery, 4.5, and the circ is 3.5, I prefer to go with the LED first. But I do understand the point that the circumflex ostium definitely has the tendency to restenose more due to the angulation and may be difficult. And that's why my bias is to be a little bit more aggressive with atherectomy of the bifurcation when I'm treating left main, assuming, of course, that there's some calcification.
Like Dr. Prag and I was saying, size being not an
Okay.
issue, one needs to jail the vessel, which is easy to recross.
I'd like to ask Prague a question. With
이게 사이즈
stenting into the circ, have you seen less restenosis in the circ?
Yeah, I think if I,
this is,
it's
1.5.
probably for some bias, so I have seen less issues after doing it. And if it restenosis, it's so much easier to deal with it as
Center
opposed to there
approach,
was the second
자, 오케이,
stent.
고. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Okay, save, deflate. Okay, this is 1.5 and the recourse to Y. Okay, go. 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay. Okay, deflate. Okay, 그럼 3.5, 15, 3.5, 15. Non-compliant balloon for final kissing balloon dilation. So, and there is some intermediate region of the mid LAD after final kissing balloon dilation. If required, we check the FFR for mid LAD region similar to the first case. Okay, this is a non-compliant balloon. I think during the procedure, two key points is one is the part technique, and the second was the final kissing balloon dilation using non-compliant balloon is one of the most essential part to ensure the optimization of the distal main treatment. And also finally checking the, 잠깐만. 앞에서 걸리네. 떠 있는 것 같아. 오케이. 들어갔다. 잠깐만. 와이어가 이거지?
Dr. Park, what is your favorite, you see, technique
Okay.
doing bifurcation?
자, 줘봐.
Is mini crush or tap technique or what is
Yeah, right. So my first yeah, right. It's my first prefer was mini crush or conventional crush, and the second was tap technique. Sometimes I do the culotte technique, but I do not frequently use the kissing the technique. So first one is mini crush or crush technique. Okay, this is 딱 잡아. 거의 끝나가요, 환자분. 오케이. 오케이. 자, 들어갔지? 오케이. 자, 이거 조금 더 들어가죠? Diagonal branch. Okay, coming here. Wire passed in. 자, 여기서 한번 가봐. Diagonal go. 서클 go.
명령하겠습니다.
14. Okay, 16.
16.
Okay, save. Deflate.
All those stents are fine and it came back.
Okay. 디셀 걸렸지?
When I
자, 고. 10, 12, 14. 16. Okay, save. Deflate. 자, 다이고나. 자, 고. 가, 썩. 10, 12, 14. 오케이, 16. 오케이, 디플릿. 거기서 갖고 있고. 자, LA 뒤에서부터 한번 나올게요. 여기서부터. 자, 고 6. 8. 10. 오케이, 세이브. 디플릿. 오케이. 10, 12, 14. 16. 오케이, 세이브. 디플릿. 오케이. 자, LED 20. This is a 3.5 non-compliant balloon deflate, and the sequential 20, suck 20.
20.
Okay. Okay, deflate. 서클 조금 더 빼자. Okay, suck coming here. Okay, LED coming here. Okay, 자, suck 20.
20.
Okay.
20.
Okay, deflate. 자, LED 20. 오케이, 디플릿. 자, 갑니다. 자, 고, 10, 10.
네.
자, 보면서.
예. 10.
오케이, 디플릿.
하나, 둘, 셋.
자, one more. 자, LED 조금 더 빼고. 한 번만 더. 조금 더 빼고. 서클 조금 더 빼고. 오케이. 10, 10. 오케이.
10.
자, 1, 2, 3. Okay, got it. And then I'll check the coronary angio again. This is LED part, and this is circle part. 이렇게 당기면 안 돼? So, okay.
Let's share the experience with Dr. Pragdoshi. What about, you see, you do routine IVUS,
Yeah.
why you do left main?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, right. So we
routinely-
always use the routine IVUS.
Use IVUS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
and
has to be
so I think
completely IVUS guided,
you
not
know,
even
there is a
What do you do normally?
Okay,
You see,
right.
if you,
Okay,
if
angio-
you do single
angio
stent
ready?
strategy, left main into LED, and you have to do the IVUS of
Sure.
circumflex, so how do you
Okay,
do?
great.
You recross, and how do you do that?
Okay, Joe. Okay, yes, you comment the IVUS, and I think it's we are shows the very the important point is on the basis our more than 500 intravascular ultra 500 patient IVUS data is the optimal cross section area for distal limb main is very important. For sarcoosteum, 5 mm scale, more than 5 mm scale. LAD osteum is more than 6 mm scale. The POC, polygon of confluence, more than the 7-8 mm scale. The distal limb main part is more than 8 mm scale. If achieved 5, 6, 7, 8 mm scale, restenosis rate up to 3 years, less than 3%. TLR rate just less than 3% is excellent. So I think if you select the IVUS guided PCI to achieve the 5, 6, 7, 8 rule is one of the most important part the IVUS guided PCI during treating the distal limb main intervention. So IGLIKE shows the minimal cross-section area for sarcoosteum and then LAD osteum and the POC area and the distal limb main area. And by angiographically is looks nice, and is a final step was checking the minimal the effective stent cross-section area is the most important part. Okay, go. Okay, got it. So, and especially for the distal limb main bifurcation region, the IVUS is the essential tool for optimization of the stenting. This is the lumen cross-section area is well expanded. There is no inner position of the distal part, and this is well opposed. Okay, we will check the minimal cross-section area of the sarcoosteum. Okay, this is the diagonal branch is coming. This is the limb main branch coming. You can find just the minimal the cross the stent area is a cross-section area was at least more than 5 mm scale, and then check the part of the LAD and the polygon of confluence and distal limb main. Okay.
So what is your preferable technique for left main bifurcation? Mostly you use mini crush?
Yeah, right. It's mostly used the mini crushed. Okay, so IGLIKE quickly shows the distal limb main, and we check the fibers. Okay, start go.
Swale, what is your
osteum,
preferable technique for
the
the left
soc-
main? Mini crush, TK crush, or?
If it's the only vessel to be done, I'd prefer DK crush. But if there are multiple vessels, then that
Okay,
takes too much time,
the
so
LAD
then mini
osteum was coming. We can find
I stay
minimal
pretty much mini crush
stent cross-section
or
area
occasionally
more than
provisional
6. Definitely more than 6. The POC area more than the 7, and the distal part of the main is more than 8. Is definitely I achieve the 5, 6, 7, 8 cross-section area. Stent was there is some inner position, and we need more additional high pressure balloon to oppose the OST lesion. 얼마까지 가면 되겠지? Okay, short balloon. We require the short balloon. 저쪽으로 장쪽으로 해야지. 4.0 적으세요. 아까 나온 거. Okay, the proximal, the left main shaft part, there is an inner position, and we find the inner position part, and we do like, again, this is a 4.0, 8 millimeter short balloon, is we try to oppose where the left main shaft region. 다른 방 넘어가야 되지 않나? Okay.
Dr. Park, can you hear me? 박다구 선생님.
This is 4point 그거지? 자, 이거 뺄게. 빼자. Okay, got it.
들리게 해달라니까. 다 들리게 해달라고 냈고.
Okay, 한번 보자.
Okay, can you hear me?
Okay.
Dr. Park.
Yes.
All right. So I really, happy with the final result.
Yes.
So we have very limited time.
Okay, thank you.
And so we're gonna move last
that's-
cases. Actually, the typical mini crush technique, proximal part you can do the sort of more bigger balloon optimization, and stent area wise is big enough. And so many physicians worry about OM branches, remaining OM branches, and so. However, I personally think it's very small vessel disease, and so we can make a big risk, high risk than main disease to make a simple, minimal disease status. So I think it's quite enough. We need a medical treatment here. So we're gonna move last cases. Okay. So, okay, good cases. 저쪽으로 주세요. 화면 저쪽으로. Okay.
Good morning again.
So
This
last
is-
cases we prepare.
Yeah.
Would you show us angiogram first? All right, that one.
Yes, we have
All right,
one more
we
case.
have prepared one more cases. Can you see that one? All right. Do you like it? Big LED diagonal branches, bifurcation.
Can you see the coronary angiogram? Okay, this is a very
You can see that? Okay.
this is a very new patient for your live. Yes, this for your live demonstration, Parkinson Live. Yesterday, patient admitted to our emergency room, and then 40 years old male, and complained of resting chest pain. And coronary angiogram showed the typical true mid-LED bifurcation, Medina type 111. So today, I'd like to show you the treat PCI for mid-LED true bifurcation. This is another view. You can see the truly true bifurcation, Medina crest 111. We evaluated IVUS. Could you show us the diagonal? This, yes. As you know, important thing to determine the strategy, two-stent technique or simple crossover technique, bifurcation of disease status is very important. This is a diagonal to LED pullback, very minimal disease. Yeah, here is the proximal, it's not a proximal portion. Here is the ostium of diagonal branch. Look at this. Plaque burden is getting bigger, lumen is very small, significant disease.
Very tight stenosis.
Yeah, very tight stenosis.
Big vessels.
Yes.
Media to media, almost more
Could
than
you show
5
us the
millimeters or
LED to left, LED pullback? So diagonal branch ostium, very significant disease. So this is the LED pullback. The minimal disease, I like to land my stent distal landing at this area, minimal plaque. And please skip to the more proximal. You can see the wire and here much bigger plug
prox
burden is getting
LAD vessel
bigger.
size.
This reference
Plug
reference
is
vessel size
encircling
is
the IVUS
3.5.
catheters.
Diagonal branch
The
is coming from
very
12
narrowed
plug.
lumen.
You
Vessel
can
size
see
is
the
more than 4
wire
O.
and much bigger prox LAD vessel size. Plug is encircling the IVUS catheters. The very narrowed lumen. Vessel size is more than 4 O.
So actually, this is a truly bifurcation disease, right?
Stop,
Big
please.
vessel.
Yes.
Even in the LAD is big, and diagonal branch is big, and there are truly disease on there. And so you're going to choose the two-stent
Yes.
from the beginning,
Yes.
so up to this point. And so we have a lot of data. So, in the era of drug-eluting stent, actually, it's when we need a two-stent technique, actually, the clinical outcome is good compared with any optional T-stent technique. If we do, obvious guided optimization, I really like that, important point. Okay.
For save the time, we already applied a pre-visional modification using 2.5 20 millimeter balloon, diagonal branch ballooning, and LAD branch ballooning. And then based on the IVUS findings, I like to choose 3O 15 millimeter Giants stent for diagonal branch and 3.5 23 millimeter Giants stent for LAD. So our preferred two-stent technique is mini crushing. Do you have any question for our strategy?
No, I think probably that is the right thing to do because both of the branches are quite big. So it's a very sizable diagonal, so
Yeah.
that needs to have the two-stent strategy. And I think different people, they do differently.
great.
Probably in UK, they will, the operators are doing more of culotte in this situation, I think. But as you said, mini crush and even mini protrusion technique can also be done. So there are many ways to treat this kind of bifurcation
Okay.
lesion.
In terms of a cooler technique, you know that size-wise, the diagonal branches, LAD branches, is totally big discrepancy between the very proximal LAD, which is very big one, more than almost 5 millimeters, and so for particular these cases, anyways, we are more familiar with mini crushes. However, cooler technique is not too much appropriate. Anyways, in any cases, we prefer mini crush. The only reason why is very, safe and save time. So, there are many other bifurcation techniques, including the DK crushes, modified T, etc., etc. However, if you look at some data, actually, I don't believe too much about different clinical outcomes according to the different bifurcation technique itself, right? Any two-stent technique is good if you can do very well, right? I think so. And also, most important,
Inflation.
clinical outcome predictors is, stent diameters after the stent placement. That is most important thing. So, to be honest, I don't believe too much about different technique can make a different clinical outcomes, especially for the bifurcations, LAD and downward disease, and circumflex and obtuse marginal branch disease. That is my personal opinion. Right?
Dr. Park, have you tried these DK crush in your center? Because it is quite fashionable nowadays.
Test.
Right. To be honest, we didn't do that. All right. The reason why is we need more, device, more balloons, and take more time, and and I know that they publish some difference in terms of a DK crush and the other one. However, you know that bifurcation interventions, its main issue is from the main branches.
Depilation.
Side branch is not a big deal. Actually, for particular these cases, look at this. This side branch is big enough, very big one, right? And so we know that there is more, big Jeffrey myocardium. However, the other cases, almost all cases of a bifurcation disease, actually side branch is a very small one. clinically not too much, important, not too much big impact. And so I don't try, too much complicated procedures. Just the main branch, stent procedures, how much enough, how much big, that is more important issues, right? So that's still, all right, I like it. It's
Yeah, it's
almost
good result.
perfect.
So what is the,
So, right.
Now
what is
I
the
try to rewiring.
sorry, what is the incidence of failure to recross into the side branch with this mini crush technique? How many times you come
Never.
across this fail to cross?
But,
or-
Nothing.
Very nice.
0%. All right, sorry. All right. Then we know that. And some, difficulties. However, after, the previous cases, after POT techniques, the POT, proximal high pressure inflation can make a more, window to the side branches. And so we can make a, easily pass the wire. And so, to be honest, almost all cases we did.
1.5, please.
Right? We cannot, right. So,
1.5,
all
please.
right, so we have very limited time, so the reason why is we want to do more fast procedures, 2 stands, truly median class 111.
So, Dr. Park, two
Yes, really
questions.
fast
The
procedure.
diagonal disease was very focal. Do you think you could have got away with the provisional stent technique? And the other thing was that after the
Right, great.
LED stent deployment, it seemed like they had pulled back the LED, the stent balloon, and dilated proximal to the stent.
Great.
So are you planning to stent over there
Sure,
too?
right, great.
'Cause-
All right, great. Very, ostial, discrete narrowing for the diagonal branches, sometimes we need we don't need a 2 stand, right? I totally agree with you. However, I believe in the area of drug stand, using the second generation drug, whatever it is, giants and resolute integrity, I don't like, stand difference in terms of, clinical outcome. Anyway, 2 stand technique is quite good in terms of clinical outcomes. Even, if the diagonal branch is a relatively big one, we use the 2 stand. That is basic rule. And so big size branch, procedures, made procedures can make a good clinical outcomes. And so I don't doubt too much about, a 2 stand
35
technique
high
have
pressure.
a relatively the worst
35
clinical
high
outcomes.
pressure.
So if there was disease, user-friendly, is more easier procedure, I think is better, in the current practice concern. And so the reason why we did, there are some disease, why not? We're going to do the mini crusher, right?
Yes.
Just 2 stand and final optimization, et cetera, right?
And I like to apply the high pressure for main branch.
Okay.
It's
You have already
a kind
passed on it?
of part technique to facilitate the side branch balloon delivery.
Mm-hmm.
Ten, 12, 14,
Ten branches.
16. Depletion.
For bifurcations, I think the data with BRS, as far as I know, in bifurcation is not that great. It's like it's going to, I think, disrupt
Right.
the struts, and they try to avoid dilating. Again, I haven't used it. Dr. Shahzad, you have any experience? Yeah, you're not using it anymore. Yeah.
Regarding the
Dr.
BRS,
Agred had a lot of experience. He's gone, but I don't know. Praga, have you started using the BRS?
We don't have it in the hospital, and as we are evaluating, honestly, we have questions about the data. And then the other thing is, this is so much, at least, the data is, I think, for us, wait and see.
10, depletion,
Dr. Park, are you using the BRS in your center?
depletion.
Oh, right.
And-
Yeah. So we just started in the PRS in our current practice, and so you know that the bifurcations looks normal, diagonal, side branch concern. I think it's okay. Even PRS is the main issue is still there are very thick stand strut. That can make that can lead to more compromise of a side branch, even in the small branches, the big branches. After the PRS crossover, clearly higher frequency of compromise of a side branch. The reason why any observed 2 study, observed 3 study, the long-term outcomes, the frequency of peripheral myocardial infarction is spontaneous MI is a little bit higher. It's still sick one. However, so the particular this region, complex one, still I do have some hesitations. However, there are many suggestions, drug-eluting stent, hybrid concern, drug-eluting stent for side branch, diagonal first, and balloon crush, and then so we're gonna PBS and for the main branch, and there are some hybrid combined DS and PRS, something like that. However, still I believe PRS is another revolution, and that is new concept of in our stent strategies. However, for the bifurcation region concern, I think it is a bit premature, right? Still, we have to think about a lot of things. That's right.
Thank you. Can we see the final picture then? So then we just push on.
Oh, right. Okay. So, Dr. Han, why don't you
you have yet
show
to
the
finish.
angiogram first?
Dr.
and
Park, any particular wire you prefer
right.
to recross?
Generally, I like to use a hydrophilic coated wire.
Yes, the BMP
Either a
soft
choice
wire.
PT or a whisper wire.
Yeah.
Usually slips in quite nicely.
All right, choice
Yeah,
PT
you
wire.
choose PT.
All right, usually we use the
Non-hydrophilic
choice
coated
PT
wires
wires.
have a tendency to buckle more, a little bit more, and don't quite give the same support.
Yeah.
I think the final angiogram is almost perfect, right?
Yeah.
I like it. Right. Yep. Right. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. A pleasure. Bye.